Hello everyone, welcome to the Bob Wahl Show. On the Bob Wahl Show, we talk business, St. Louis, and real estate. I'm excited because today we're at Oakville Fit Body and Boot Camp, and we have a powerful story talking to Shawn Mulroney with the Obesity Revolution. Hello everyone, I'm excited. Today we're at Oakville Fit Body Boot Camp, and I am with trainer Brandon and Shawn with the Obesity Revolution.
That's right.
So this is awesome. Shawn, I ran into you on LinkedIn. I was just scrolling, it was like 10 o'clock at night, 9:30 at night, and saw your inspirational video and reached out to you, and you have something really cool going on.
Well, thanks, Bob.
You're building an awesome brand, starting about, you have a ton of good things going on with the brand around the Obesity Revolution. I'll have you tell us a little bit about that and how it all started and what what you'd like to talk about.
Bob, obviously I have a weight problem, I mean, you can tell that, I've been battling with obesity. Of course, it goes back to my childhood. Drugs and alcohol led into an addiction when I gave that stuff up. From the time I was 6 to 13 and all the way through my teen years, I experimented with drugs and alcohol. I shouldn't have, but I did. Mm-hmm. And so later on I gave it up at 21. And so I turned and made a bad choice. I played sports you wouldn't know that now, but I played football, baseball, did all that stuff. And so my weight, by the time I got married in 1998, it'd be 20 years. Mm-hmm. I was in the upper 300s at that time. I was I was obese, but I was functional obese. So fast forward that, I got an infection in 2000, my first infection on my right leg. Didn't know what it was. I was traveling all over the place. I have also a nonprofit called Teens of America. I help troubled teenagers. Well, I got that infection in Louisiana, and whenever I was there, I didn't know what it was, and of course it was cellulitis, and then later on turned into lymphedema. So from 2000 to 2004, I was in the hospital not in the hospital, I got multiple infections, like 8 of them, within 4 years. And each time I would do that, that mass kept on getting bigger until finally I had an allergic reaction to an antibiotic and put me in the hospital. And when it put me into the hospital, I was 1 dose away from dying. From 2000, my daughter was born in 2010, and I kept on gaining weight. Okay. So my first daughter, Madison, was born in 2010, and it's sort of like my why was getting present. Like, I needed to take my health,
for sure,
into consideration, and I was.
Right.
A morbid obese person, an obese person wants to lose weight worse than anybody does. So fast forward to my third daughter was born. That was like something came over me. I cut that umbilical cord. And I got on, I was like, man, there's a gym 3 miles away from my house. I knew I needed to do something.
Right.
And it wasn't the gym here, it was where I wanted to connect.
Yeah.
And so I called, and the receptionist answered, there's no trainers here. And so an hour later, I get a phone call and says, hey, this is Brandon Glore, I'm looking for Shawn. I said, this is he. And he said, I said, man, Brandon, thanks for, calling me. And sure enough, he called, he goes, hey, we talked for about an hour. He says, hey, I want to meet with you. I'm like, well, thanks. And I did not know at the time he wasn't taking any clients on. He was booked. He says, no, how about I come to your house? I said, when? He goes, how about tomorrow at 2? On December 27th, he came to my house. We met for 2.5 hours. And he and I just knit. And I had trainers. I had 30-some trainers turn me away. He goes, let's go. He goes, you're ready to work. And I said, yes, I am. And he says, well, I'm going to take you on. And we started getting into costs. I said, well, what about how much? He says, I'm taking you on for nothing. And that was life-changing. And I said, that's my deaf ear again. I said, what did you say? And he's like, I'm going to take you on for nothing. Uh-huh. And I said, man, I said, you serious? He goes, yes. He goes, get a little rest. Your newborn's here coming in. And he says, we'll start on January 10th. He said something this changed my life. I'll never forget this. He said to me, he goes, you want to learn from me, don't you? I said, yes. He says, I want to learn from you. I'm like, what? I said, you want to learn from me? He goes, yes. He goes, I went to college And he says, I went there, he says they didn't do too much on obesity, morbid obesity, and trainers are taught to tell them to go see their doctor. My why was my daughters that gave me my way, that led me to Brandon, and now right now where I'm at right now, what we've done is my journey has turned into a movement and has turned into a revolution.
What in that message made you contact them? Because I mean, you're busy. I've seen you, and you get a lot. You have a lot going on, and in between training, like something about it. You called back pretty quickly. What about that message?
Something in my heart told me to do it. Yeah, she said that he was. Her words were severely overweight. Has a couple 100 pounds to lose, and I just looked at it as an opportunity and a chance to challenge myself to get outside of my comfort zone and start working with somebody that I wasn't educated to work with. Because, like I said, I've got a degree in exercise science. I've got multiple personal training certifications, and none of them cater towards individuals like Shawn. When we sat down for that 2.5 hours that day, he was telling me the statistics on how many people are overweight, and obviously I know our country and some of the world is very overweight, and we need help with that. But he opened my eyes to how many of us say the United States is so much percentage overweight. 30% of what, 50%? You know the numbers better than I do.
40% of America's obese.
And then of that, 30% of that is so obese they do not leave their house. So we're not seeing this problem out in the public. People say, oh, they need to lose weight or that. This community's not even leaving their house. So there's a lot of people that need help, and they're the people that need help more than anybody. They're way more important to get help than somebody who just needs to lose 30 pounds because they want to look good at summer. So that's what kind of sparked my interest.
You're talking about actually living, not just not just
and
looking
I've
better in a swimsuit.
Said again, learning as we've gone, which was my main goal with taking Shawn on. Is just my eyes have been drastically opened about what needs to be done to fix this problem.
The end goal is this, okay? I want obese people to get rid of their excuses. We have to drop our excuses because my dreams are bigger than my excuses. We got to say, well, I can't lose weight because of this, Yeah, we have things going against us, but that's not it. The excuses, obese people don't need to say I'm this way and be positive. They're withdrawn, they're already there, but we can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, right? Type aspect. The other thing is I want the medical industry to stop being dismissive of our problems, because the medical industry, doctors have said to me, go see a weight loss person. The weight loss person says, go see the doctor. I'm on this revolving door. I get a hangnail. Well, you need to lose weight. Well, because of a hangnail, or my arm hurts, doc. Well, you need to lose weight. Every conversation is that I become the face and the voice of morbid obesity. He's become the face and the voice of the training industry. And what the revolution is all about is us as obese people take ownership. I got here by not breathing air and drinking water. I got here by bad choices, medical. It was a combined thing.
And aggregate number of things. It's never one.
It's not
thing. It's complex. That's why it's complex. That's why it's hard to
And that's
lose,
why
so,
that's the game changer right there, Bob. And he's like, I got an idea. I said, what? He goes, I want to take 4 clients on that are reaching out to you for no cost for 6 months. I said, what? I said, wait a minute. He said, yeah, let's do a contest, have them write an essay. We had hundreds sign up for it. And Brandon, at the end of it, we were going to get to the final 10. Out of his kindness of his heart, he was going to take 4 on, no cost. So so he called all 10 of them, okay? And then that was the next phase, and the 10 finalists. So he come back to me, Bob, and he said this. He goes, I can't take on 4. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, I got to take on all 10. Then he gave him another pill. He says, I'm not going to just, he said, I can't take you on for 6 months. He says, I'm going to be with you until you reach your weight loss journey.
That's amazing.
And they're down almost 300 pounds.
Do you still have those 10 people in the gym?
We lost 2 of those original 10, but I replaced them with 2 others who I thought were one. And I expected that because,
honestly, that's a highly successful
It's very
ratio.
high.
80% in the fitness
and that's
highly successful.
That's our big thing with our program. And 80% of people who lose 20 pounds or more gain it back. 80%. So that means there's only a 20% success rate. The big thing with our program and what we're trying to do, we're trying to make it permanent.
The health and fitness industry has taught that morbidly obese people, 85% of us will not do anything. And only 20% will do something, so that's not a big enough market for them. So he completely blew that out of the water because 80% of us are doing something.
The level of accountability you feel, knowing he's putting that much into you.
It's giving me purpose.
Yeah.
You know, it's giving my life back.
They don't want to let each other down. They want to help each other. So then now it just amplifies the success rate even.
They feel like they're
more.
letting everyone down, not just.
Right.
Exactly. Right. Well, what he said to me, he goes, I'm not quitting. He looked at me, he says, you're not quitting. He said, I'm in this for the long haul. Where do you get, you don't get that.
Gents, freaking outstanding story. I mean, amazing to hear. It's amazing how freaking generous you are. Like, seriously, that's just such a good story. And you just hear so much, you know, everyone thinks that, you know, the world today, blah, blah, blah. Freaking, you know what? There's so much good going on. Exactly. Look forward to following your journey.
Yeah,
checking out your podcast, and your social media is taking off. So
that's it. That's weird.
Yeah.
You're
the real deal.
I'm a freak of nature.
You're the real deal. That's what
understatement.
Yeah. Now I'm with Stella.
Hi.
And Stella has joined the revolution.
I have joined the revolution.
So I'll have you tell everyone how you got involved.
Well, I've been following Shawn for a long time, pretty much ever since he started, and I knew he was going to be on the news with Brandon, and they announced the contest they were going to have. I was like, whoa, man, that'd be so cool if I got that. I'll never get it, I'll never win it, but that'd be so cool if I did. And I won.
You won.
I won.
How long ago?
Never say never.
So how long ago? Same time frame, January?
Oh, yeah, we all met in January.
Okay.
And I had already lost 12 pounds when I started. And then with Brandon, it just downward hill from there. So it's been awesome.
That's awesome. And what type of impact is it having on your life, having this sort of exercise program and kind of the community?
That's completely changed my life. I think it's completely changed everybody's. It's made me a lot more mindful of what I've eaten. It's allowed me to know that I have control over my life and to take my life back. I couldn't even drive. When I got here, I could barely walk. We started out walking back and forth. We didn't really exercise your typical way, and now I'm doing modified burpees and all kinds of stuff. So it's night and day, and I drove here. So yeah,
there you go.
It's awesome.
That really is awesome. That really is awesome. How many workouts a week are you doing?
3 right now.
Okay, that's good.
But Brandon's great. I mean, I have an injury right now with my elbow.
Okay.
He modifies everything for us, and I still leave here sweating every time.
Right. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Elbow sore, you got a little bit stronger leg workout, right?
Yeah. And you know, your body has gone so long without moving. You may get an injury, but the great thing about Brandon is he always modifies things. So you're going to get worked out. If you've got a bum knee and an arm, he's going to work out the other half of you.
Yeah.
He's going to get you sweating. He's going to find a way.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and congratulations on your move forward, and only good, even better things to come, right?
Down 75 pounds.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's seriously amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, now I'm with Rich, who's also joined the AKA Porkchop.
Yes.
And you've joined the Obesity Revolution.
I have.
I'll have you talk a little bit how you got introduced to Shawn and what the Obesity Revolution has done for you.
Well, my wife had reached out to Shawn and said, hey, my husband's really wanting to lose weight and he's having trouble, he's struggling. Shawn was really interested and said, tell your husband to contact me. I contacted Shawn within 30 minutes. I think we talked for probably an hour and a half that first time about just what the struggles that I was going through and what I wanted to do differently. And
that's weird. Does Shawn like to talk?
Oh no, you would never think that, would you?
So unusual.
So, you know, I mean, for about an hour and a half, he just sat there and went over with everything. And he's like, if you really want to do this, I'll lead you in a direction. And I started watching Shawn's videos, and they started inspiring me more and more every day that I was watching these. And my big kryptonite was soda and sweet tea. Soda, I've kind of fallen a little bit on, but I've picked back up. Sweet tea, I'm going on almost 50 days now with no sweet tea at all. So I'm battling through it, but
that's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, Shawn has been a huge
major
inspiration. So you know, he's like, you give this up for 21 days. This is what we're going to do, and this is what has led me to where I am at now. I started probably a month ago I met with Brandon, got my free consultation.
Okay.
Brandon really went over things with me, had me work out with him right away, and I tell you what, I've never felt better since I've joined and since I've done this. It's been a huge help, and now I can reach out to people and say, hey, this is for the long run. We're in this together. Let's work together. Let's get this done.
Okay, now we're here with Steve, aka Pappy. How did you get involved in the Obesity Revolution?
Actually, first I ever heard of Shawn was when he did a Channel 2 interview. His story touched me so incredibly deep because he talked about him wanting to walk his newborn daughter down the aisle. And I, back in 2002, had congested heart failure 2 days before my daughter got married, and I wasn't able to go with her because I was in intensive care. And then I found out he had the lymphedema like I do, and his story just kind of shadowed mine, you know, and it moved me enough to where I was just going to write him an email and say, hey man, you're doing great, keep up, you know, right. And I put my address and phone number down there. I said, you know, give me a call sometime. And it wasn't 10 minutes later, he's on the phone with me. He told me about this contest that they was getting ready to have, wanted me to go to the Obesity Revolution and sign up. You know, maybe I'll win. At that time, he was only going to take on 4 clients. And I was like, you know, God, there's probably 10,000 people going to do it. I got lucky and won one. And to be honest, when I won it, to show how much less confidence I had in myself, I didn't want to take it because I was afraid I was going to fail and take somebody else's chance.
Right.
And but he talked me into it. He said, "No, you got to do it. Got to do it." And I can't believe how far I've come. And since then, I've lost 71. Like Shawn said, you have to change it here before you can change it here.
Right.
You know, it's not about dieting. I don't know, it's hard to explain. You just got to get that mindset first.
Yeah.
And without the mindset, you're setting yourself up for a failure. Because before that, I didn't even think about dieting. I ate anything I wanted. You know, nobody gonna tell me what to do. And now I've turned into this, seems like a health nut. You know, it's like, you know, I gotta look at the label and see if I can have that, you know? It's like, or how much is a serving, you know?
Right.
You know, serving before was, you know, you had to open a bag of chips and don't stop till you hit dust. You know, so.
Well, congrats again, and
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you. Thank you.